With the immense responsibility of ruling 3 kingdoms and the arrival of new lives, are Elena and Liam ready to take on this historic mission? Danger is looming at Elena and Liam's coronation ceremony. Subscribe to our channel to find out how they handle the crisis first. Chapter 70, Elena's POV. It had been a week since we've been back, and everything has been nice and calm, which is always weird for me because my life is never calm. But maybe it's time I start getting used to being okay. I heard the doorbell ring, causing me to jump. I got up from the floor where I was just at reading a book. After struggling a bit, I was finally on my way down the stairs. I opened the door and let out an excited shriek. "Grandmas," I shrieked as I hugged both of them the best way I could. "What are you guys doing here?" I asked them as I shut the door behind them. "Well, we came here to talk to you and Liam," said my grandma. "About what?" I heard from behind me. "Well, we were thinking and we think it's time that you guys take over the kingdoms," she said. "Already?" I asked her nervously. "Yes, we think you guys are ready," she said. "Elena, you have been training for the vampire in which kingdom since you were a pup? We know that you are ready for this. And Liam, although you don't have much knowledge of our kingdoms, you have knowledge of your kingdom, and have been training to take over. We think it's time," she said. All that me and Liam did was look at each other. We had no words. We would be taking over 3 kingdoms. But I started but was cut off by my grandma. "No, but you guys are ready, Elena," she said. "When?" was all I asked. "Next weekend," she said casually. "What?" "It's literally Monday," I said. "Will you guys be living in the castle?" she asked. I looked at Liam, wondering what he was thinking, and all he did was shrug his shoulders as he also looked overwhelmed. "No, we have our home here. We would of course spend some time in the castle, but our home is here," I said, looking at him as he nodded. "Elena, Liam, I know this is your home, but it will be difficult to get things done. You will need the protection of the castle. It's going to be hard," she said. "We will see," I told her. "Okay, so we called both your parents and they should be on the way. We need to talk about this," said my grandma. I just nodded as I let out a sigh. I got up and decided to make some snacks since we were probably going to be here for a while. I made some cookies and cupcakes, some sandwiches and a couple jars of lemonade. As soon as I finished cleaning the counter, I heard the doorbell. "Come in," I heard Liam say. "Liam, honey, how are you?" I heard his mom say. I quickly took my apron off and went to say hey to his parents and grandparents. "Elena, you look beautiful," said his mom as she hugged me. "Thank you, ma'am," I told her. "Elena, what have I told you about calling me ma'am?" she said with a stern look. "Sorry, Amelia," I said with a laugh. "Much better," she said as she smiled. After 20 minutes everyone was here, and now we were all on the meeting room. "So me and Beatrice have decided that it's time for us to step down, and we want them to go ahead and take over the throne," said my grandma Elizabeth. "That's a wonderful idea," said Liam's dad. "Are you ready to step down, Dad?" asked Liam. All James did was nod. "Okay, then it's settled. They will be taking over this weekend. We will all meet at the castle this Thursday so we can finish preparing and have everything ready by Saturday," said my grandma as she looked around for approval. Everyone just nodded and they continued to talk about what would happen that day and what was needed. I had asked them if they would be staying here or in the castle. They said they would stay here. "But I recommend they stay in the castle," said my grandma Beatrice. "It would be much easier on you guys if y'all stayed in the castle," said my mom. And everyone just nodded, agreeing with her. I just looked at Liam, thinking about the whole situation. Would it really be best if we moved to the castle? Chapter 71, Elena's POV. Me and Liam had really thought about the possibility of moving to the castle, and we had been trying to decide where we would be living and raising our babies. "Liam, where do you want to live? We have our home here. But the castle could also be ours. I grew up there and I love it there. But is it what's best for us?" I told him as I rubbed on my very swollen belly. "Wherever we decide, it won't matter because we will be together. This house isn't what makes this home. Home is wherever you are," he said as he kissed me. "We would still have this house. We could come here whenever we needed to get away, or we could have our rooms in the castle for whenever we needed to stay there overnight," he said. "And plus I can teleport," I told him. "Exactly, so it won't matter where we choose to stay," said Liam. I just nodded as I laid my head on his chest. We had to leave tomorrow and I was really nervous. Could I really rule 3 kingdoms? "I have to head to the pack house. I need to make sure everything is good here before we head out tomorrow," he said as he kissed my forehead. "Okay, I'm going to my parents," I told him. "I'll see you later. I love you," he said as he walked out. I quickly changed into a simple long-sleeve blue dress and put some sandals on and grabbed my car keys and got in my Jeep and was on the way to my parents'. I pulled in and parked the car in my regular spot and got out. I could hear people in the backyard, so I went around the house towards the back. Elena, I heard someone yell. I looked up and was met with Celeste and Sapphire. I saw as they ran towards me. You guys literally saw me like 2 days ago, I said as I hugged them. That's 2 days too long, said Sapphire. Well, when you put it like that, I told them as I laughed. Are you packed, Elena? We all leave tomorrow, asked my mom as she raised a brow. Yes. I told her. Elena, you always do this. You are about to be queen, you can't keep acting like this, she said. Mom, chill, I'll do it as soon as I get back. It's just a bag with clothes, I told her, annoyed. You need to start acting more mature, Elena, she said. Mom. I started but stopped as I knew I would say something bad. Mom, chill, she will do it when she gets back, there's still time, said Theo, defending me like he always does. Like always defending her, she said. Mom. What is up with you today? All you've done since I got here is attack me, I told her. I'm sorry, honey, your grandma's just has me so stressed with all this coronation stuff, she said as she hugged me. We made some snacks and went into the movie theater and watched some movies like the old times. I went out to use the bathroom and was passing the windows facing the backyard when I saw someone in the distance walking towards the house. I carefully walked towards the window to see who it might be, but I let out a sigh of relief when I noticed it was just Liam. I opened the door for him as he got closer. Babe, what are you doing here? I asked as I hugged him. Well, I got home and noticed you weren't back, so I ran here so we could go back together, he said as he hugged me closer to him and then bent down to kiss my belly. Well, I was on the way to the bathroom. Wait for me here, I said as I closed the door. After peeing, me and Liam walked back into the movie room, and they all said hey to him as me and him cuddled into each other and finished watching the movie. After the movie was over, they put on another one and dinner was brought in here for us. And when the movie was over, Liam drove us home, and then we got ready to sleep and cuddled into each other. Chapter 72, Elena's POV. I was woken up by Stella, who wouldn't shut up in my head. I looked over at the clock and noticed it was 7 in the morning. Stella, what the hell? Don't Stella, what the hell me? You still need to pack, dumbass, she said with an attitude. Oh right, we leave for the castle today, I groaned. We are ready for this, Elena, don't worry, said Athena. We sure are, we were made for this, Elena. And with Liam by our side, everything is possible, said Stella. I got up as I ran to the bathroom, as I could feel my bladder about to explode. After I washed my hands and my teeth, I walked in my closet and started packing my suitcase for the next couple days. After an hour of packing, I finally got up from the floor the best way I could and looked down at my very full 2 suitcases. You always do this, I heard from behind me. I looked behind me and saw Liam with a smirk on his face. Babe, I might need this. I never know what I'm going to wear. You never know, I told him as I shrugged. Oh, Elena, he said as he came and hugged me from behind. Are you packed? I sighed. Of course, baby, I packed before I left to your parents, he said. So I'm the only irresponsible one, I sighed, remembering my mom's words. Baby, why do you say that? He said, turning me around. It's nothing, I'm just feeling nervous about the whole coronation thing, and having to take care of 3 kingdoms, I said nervously. Baby, as long as we have each other, we can do anything, we will have each other and our families, we will be okay. Promise, he said, pulling me in and kissing me. We will, let's go. Because if we are late, they will kill us, I laughed. You think they'd kill the future queen and king, he asked as we walked out. Who knows, I said back as I shut the front door behind us. After a long drive, we were finally pulling up to the castle. I watched as the gates opened and the warriors greeted us. I smiled at them as we pulled up to the front of the castle and parked the car. Liam ran to my side of the door and opened the door for me. My queen, he said with a smirk as he helped me out. I laughed as I grabbed his hand and grabbed my bag as we walked in together. Elena, it's good you guys are finally here. We need to get you guys fitted. Especially them babies, said my grandma as she rubbed my belly. Yes, for sure, I don't think I'll fit in my usual dresses, I said, smiling down at my bulging belly. I walked up to where the designer would be with Liam by my side. Benny, I said as I hugged him. Elena, oh look at you, he said excitedly. Oh my goddess, look at that belly, when are you due, he asked. 2 months, I said nervously. Oh, I'm excited to meet them, he said with a huge smile. Benny, this is my mate Liam, I said as I grabbed Liam's hand. It's good to finally meet you, said Benny as he bowed down showing respect. No need for that, any friend of Elena is my friend, he said with a smile. Oh, I like him, said Benny, causing me to let out a nervous laugh. If this man knew anything about what I've been through, he would try and fight him, no matter how high up Liam is. Anywho. Measurements, I said with a nervous laugh. Right, okay, Liam, step up here first. He said as he took out his supplies he would need and started measuring all of Liam, causing me to think Benny was enjoying this a little too much. I raised an eyebrow at Benny, causing him to raise one back as he winked, causing me to laugh. I knew he wouldn't try anything. He has his own mate who he loves very much. They are actually in the process of having a child. It is kind of rare for them to find their mates. Most people who turn out to like the opposite sex usually just get together, never finding their mate. So for Benny to have found his is amazing. Okay, Elena, you and them babies are up, said Benny. I stepped up on the thing as he started to measure my waist, my chest and hips. Damn, Elena, you had big tie-ties before, but now they are just huge, he said, causing Liam to let out a low growl. Calm down, as gorgeous as Elena is, she couldn't turn me straight, said Benny, causing me to laugh. As soon as he finished, we went to look for my grandma as we helped set up for the big day. And we made sure to practice our big speech. Chapter 73, Elena's POV. It was now dinner time and we all sat at this huge table talking and enjoying ourselves. This is how I like things, nice, calm, and everyone getting along. So Elena, Liam, have y'all thought of any names for the twins? Asked his mom excitedly. Yes, we have both their names, said Liam, smiling down at me. Chachin, why have you guys not told us? Asked Madeline. We want to keep it a surprise until they are born, I said with a wink. Oh, you guys are no fun, she said back as she crossed her arms, annoyed. Not even a hint? Asked my mom, hopeful. Nope, I told her, as me and Liam looked at each other and laughed. Truth be told, we still had no idea what we would name our babies. We have discussed it, but no name has felt right for our babies. Maybe it will just come to us when we least expect it. As we continued to laugh and finish our dinner, I suddenly had an odd feeling, like something was about to happen. Damn it, I jinked it. We were doing so good, now what is going to happen? I looked around and out the windows, making sure nothing was going to come at us. I took a breath and trying to relax. I didn't want to worry everyone the day before the coronation, so I just ignored it for now. Dinner was finally over and me and Liam were walking back into our room. What about Liam Jr., said Liam. Hell no, over my dead body will our son be a junior, I told him while cringing. True, he said, laughing. Whatever we decide, it will be perfect, I told him as he kissed my forehead. Yes, it will, love, he said, pulling me in for a hug. As I pulled away to walk in the bathroom, I felt as he smacked my ass, causing me to let out a gasp and look at him. Don't even get me started, I mumbled as I quickly went into the bathroom. I quickly changed into some shorts and a large t-shirt and washed my face and my teeth. I walked into the room and saw Liam acting weird as he hit his phone. You okay? I asked him. Yes, baby, everything's okay, he said as he kissed my forehead as he walked by and into the bathroom. I think he left his phone. Would it be bad if I checked why he was acting so mysterious? Do it, said Stella in my head. No, don't do it, trust mate, said Athena. But if I just take a little peek? No, yes. They said at the same time, causing me to sigh as I fought the urge to check. I'm sure it's nothing, I told them. Guess we will never know, said Stella annoyingly. Stella, we need to think with our heads, we need to stop acting before thinking. It's gotten us in a lot of trouble, I said annoyingly. And if we hadn't, we wouldn't have known stuff that we do, or we wouldn't be here right now, she said. She kind of has a point, but at the same time I can't ever agree with her because she always makes bad decisions and then it will get to her damn head, said Athena. You're the one with the biggest head, mumbled Stella. Watch it, Fangs, said Athena. Do you guys ever stop? I yelled in my head. No. They both yelled in my head. You would think they would get along perfectly since they've been with me since I was young, but truth be told, Stella did get me in a lot of trouble growing up. At one point Athena was the same, but as I grew she matured and made sure I was smart about everything. They fight like damn sisters, but I know they love and care for each other. You okay, babe? I heard Liam say. See what y'all did? He's out and now we will never know, said Stella. Yes, I'm fine, just Stella being Stella, I laughed as I rubbed my head. Come on, baby, he said as he pulled me in the bed and pulled me close to him. Are you ready for tomorrow? I asked him. Yes, we were meant to do this, Elena. And I know that as long as we have each other we will be fine, he said. I'm just scared with us being new to this whole ruling thing. And then the babies. It's going to be a lot, I said. I know, baby, but we have people that will help us along the way no matter what, he said. I hope they have your eyes, I told him. Yeah, me too, my eyes are gorgeous, aren't they, he said as he quickly blinked, causing me to laugh. But I hope they have your gorgeous eyes, the way they change. I love them, he said. I teared up at the thought that he would actually want our babies to have my eyes. After everything that's happened, we've come a long way. Baby, what's wrong, he said as he looked at me with concern. Nothing, babe, it's just the hormones, I said as I wiped my tears. Oh baby, he said as he put his face in my neck. And soon we were asleep, and I was off into the dream world once again. I opened my eyes and saw I was looking straight at the sky. I moved my hands, noticing I was lying down on grass. I sat up as I looked around and noticed I was once again in a beautiful clearing. I could see trees ahead of me and some beautiful mountains. And as I looked down, I noticed there was a beautiful lake. This could only mean one thing: I was with her again. I looked around trying to find her, but she was nowhere to be found. Oh my beautiful child, you are glowing, I heard from behind me, causing me to get up as fast as I could and bowed. Thank you, moon goddess, I said. Tomorrow is the big day. I am so proud of the women you have become. Others feared that with all the power you possessed you'd turn bad and use it against everyone. But here you are proving all of them wrong, just like I knew you would. She said with a big smile. Remember that there will always be people that don't like the fact that you are ruling 3 kingdoms, and then the fact that some may not want to be ruled by other species. People will always be against it, so always be careful, she said. And remember that no matter what, your babies will be alright, okay? She said as she walked up to me and kissed my cheek once again as I felt myself fall back. Wait, what do you... I started, but soon enough I was back in the room with Liam. I looked around trying to figure out what time it was, and noticed it was 3 a.m. I sighed as I laid back down. As my eyes started to shut once again, all I had in mind was what could she possibly be talking about this time. Chapter 74, Elena's POV. I woke up and noticed it was 9 in the morning. I got up and decided to go ahead and take a shower now rather than later. I let out a sigh as the hot water hit my skin, relaxing my tensed muscles. All I could think about right now was about what the moon goddess had said. And then the fact that I had that weird feeling before. I was so lost in my thoughts that I didn't hear Liam come in. Until he hugged me from behind, scaring the shit out of me. Liam, you scared the shit out of me, I told him. As long as it's not the babies, he said, laughing at his own joke. You're so funny, I said, trying to stop myself from smiling. I know I am, baby, but what were you thinking about? You didn't even realize I came in, he said. Just the coronation, I told him as I let out a sigh. Everything will be fine, baby, he said as he gripped my boobs in each of his hands. Damn, your boobs have gotten bigger, he said, turning me around so he could look at them. I saw as he licked his lips and then gripped my boobs tighter in his hands, causing me to clench my legs together. Liam, I said. Was all he said as he took them in his mouth, taking a turn with each. All I could do was grip his hair, as I felt the tingles spread through my whole body. The doctor said it was okay, right, he said through kisses. Was all I could say. Perfect, he said with a smirk. And for the next hour in that shower we spent making love to each other. I got out the shower and walked towards the bedroom with wobbly legs. But little did I know Liam had gone rougher than I thought, and I could barely stand on my 2 legs. I let out a puff of air as Liam laughed as he picked me up and set me on the bed. It's not funny, I said, hiding my face from him. I changed into a pair of sweats and a hoodie since I would just be in this for a little bit. He grabbed my hand and led me down the stairs and into the dining room. About time I heard someone mumble, causing others to laugh. I ignored them and went into the kitchen to get us some food. Damn, Elena, does having that belly not get in the way, laughed Madeline. Were we really that loud, I asked, embarrassed. Yes, you were, they laughed. That's embarrassing, I mumbled, fixing a plate for me and Liam. Yeah, it is, laughed Madeline. Not as embarrassing as that one time you and Theo were at it upstairs and we could hear everything and out of nowhere, boom, the poor bed snapped. I laughed, knowing I got her good. And with that I walked out to the dining room with the plates in my hands. Good one, babe, whispered Liam in my ear as he took the plates from my hand. All I did was smirk at him as he pulled the chair for me and pushed me in. And for the next 20 minutes we talked about what's to come for all of us. Chop chop, what are y'all doing just sitting there? Yelled my grandma as she walked in. We all quickly got up and put our dishes in the sink and ran to different locations. Elena, not you, yelled my grandma, causing me to freeze on the spot. You look so pretty, grandma, I told her with a smile. Yeah, come on, she said as she gave me a smirk and walked out. Since you are getting crowned today, you will need a crown. It's time for you to choose your crown. Your ancestors have always came in here the day of the coronation and chooses a crown. And it is now your turn to do so. As we walked in a room I gasped, there was crowns and jewels all around me. Wow was all I could say as I looked around. Yes, beautiful isn't it, she said as she looked around. I walked around looking at all the crowns. How would I choose a crown? There's so many options, this is going to be hard. Or so I thought until I saw a beautiful crown that came with a necklace and some earrings. This one, I said, turning to look at my grandma. Interesting, she said. How so, I asked. That crown has only been worn once. And after it was worn it disappeared and was never to be seen again. And here it is, she said, amazed. Wow, who wore it, I asked. You did, she said, causing me to look at her confused. What do you mean I did, I asked, confused. You and Liam have been reincarnated for decades. Your love for each other has always been so strong that the goddess couldn't separate y'all. You both always found your way back to each other, therefore being destined mates. Does that ring a bell? She said. The moon goddess mentioned it, I mumbled. Yes, I thought she would have told you everything already, but it's just crazy how this crown appeared here. It found its way back to you, she said, looking at it. I should start getting ready, I said as I walked out and walked up to my room. I walked in and saw Liam sitting on a chair looking at something on his computer. I went and sat on his lap as I laid my head on him. I love you, I told him. I love you more, he said, hugging me. I'm sorry, Elena, he whispered. What do you mean, I asked him. For everything I put you through, you deserve to have been treated better. And thank you for not giving up on me when in reality you should have. Thank you for making me a dad. And thank you for making me the happiest man. And I cannot wait to spend the rest of our lives together ruling and raising our kids, he said. Liam, I said through tears as I hugged him. Come on, we have to start getting ready, he said, pulling me up. And just on cue, hairdressers and makeup artists walked in with lots of styling and makeup tools. Good luck, whispered Liam with a smirk as he quickly kissed my lips and walked out the door. Here we go, I said with a sigh. After 3 hours of hair pulling from one side to the other and brushes all over my face, I was done. They handed me a mirror and all I could do was look at myself. Wow, you guys did amazing, thank you, I told them with a huge smile. My queen, they said as they bowed. Oh, no need for that, I told them as they just nodded and grabbed their stuff and went out. As I was looking at myself in the mirror, I heard a knock on the door, and in came my Nana Liz. Nana, I said, hugging her. Hey baby, are you ready to become queen, she said with a huge smile. I'm scared, Nana, especially with these babies coming, I told her. Oh, Elena, you will be perfect for this job. No one could do it better. Your kindness and that heart of yours is what's going to lead you. You've been through so much and yet you remain the kind-hearted Elena. You will be the one to help your people. Because of you and Liam, kingdoms and species will once again be one and get along. You two will bring peace to the supernatural world, she said with tears in your eyes. I could feel the tears coming and I tried blinking them away, but it was becoming harder to hold them in. Thank you, Nana, I whispered. Of course, my queen, she said with a smile, as she hugged me once again. Oh, Elena, watching you grow into this amazing woman and now seeing that you're about to become a mom and be queen is just amazing, she said. Now come on, let's get you into your dress, she said. After making sure the dress was perfect and putting on my necklace and earrings, I put on my high heels. I looked in the mirror and made sure my makeup and hair hadn't gotten ruined. Wow, I said once again. Wow, indeed, I heard from behind me. I turned and saw Liam in his beautiful tux, as he had his hair styled back and he just looked perfect. You look sexy, I told him with a smile. As do you, love, he said with a smirk. I looked at my Nana as she walked out and gave us a smile. And I looked at her curiously as she winked at Liam, causing him to wink back. What was that about, I asked. It's nothing, let's go for a walk before the ceremony begins, he said as he grabbed my hand and walked us out the door and down the stairs. Chapter 75. Elena's POV. Liam led me outside as he walked me towards the back of the castle. Liam, should I really be out here with this dress? People are starting to arrive. The ceremony starts in like an hour. I mumbled as I made sure I wasn't stepping in mud. It's okay, it's not far, he said nervously. Babe, are you okay? I asked as he was never nervous. Yes, we are here, he said. Liam, these heels and the woods, dawn, I started but was cut off as I finally looked up and saw what was right in front of me. I felt myself tear up at the sight. In front of me stood a pathway of roses leading to the Will You Marry Me. There was candles and flowers everywhere. Liam, I said, turning around to find him down on one knee. I love you, Elena, and it would make me the happiest man alive if you'd marry me. as much as I deserve for you to say no. I'm selfish and my love for you will forever be stronger than anything. I promise I will be by your side, always supporting you no matter what. I will be the best father to our children, and I will be the best husband. Elena Michelson, will you marry me? He asked. All I could do was nod. I was still trying to hold in the tears. I love you, said Liam as he put the ring on my finger and hugged me. I love you more, I said. As we pulled back, I was finally able to look at the beautiful ring on my finger. Wow, it's beautiful, I said. As I said that, I heard clapping from around me. I saw as both our families came out, all smiling as everyone cheered. Said me and the girls as we all looked at my ring. As I looked around, I realized I couldn't ask for anything more. We have a big family, and I know our babies would be very loved. I am thankful to have a family so kind and supportive. Congratulations, honey, said my dad as he and my mom hugged me. Thank you, Dad, I said, hugging him. Oh, baby, you're so big, said my mom while tearing up and hugging me. All I did was hug her as I felt the tears coming once again. Oh, Elena, I heard my brothers say as I was squished in a group hug. I watched the hair, I said. Yeah, said Nick. Congratulations, they said. Thank you, I said, sighing as they hugged me. Okay, people, the ceremony begins in 15 minutes. Let's go, yelled my grandma. Let's go, baby, said Liam, kissing my forehead. I nodded as we all walked back towards the castle. I looked to the left and noticed a photographer. I'm glad I'd have pictures of this special moment. Okay, let us touch up your makeup real quick, said one of the makeup girls. When they were finally done with everything and making sure my hair was still in place, they walked away, wishing me luck first. Okay, position, guys, said my grandma, as they would be walking in before us. First, the current rulers would walk in as they would sit on their thrones. 4 more were added, though, for my other grandparents and for Jason's parents. I watched as they all walked in and sat on their thrones. I started fidgeting as we would be next. We got this, baby. Everything will be okay, he said as the doors once again opened, meaning it was our turn to walk in. Liam gave my hand a squeeze before he nodded. I stood up straighter and took in a deep breath before nodding back. And in we went. Please welcome the future rulers of the witch, vampire, and wolf kingdoms, said a man through the speaker. As we got to the front, we had to face the current rulers as they all got up and walked towards us. We are here today because we have decided it is time for all of us to step down. And in our place will be Elena Michelson and Liam Summerholder, said Liam's dad. I know everyone will be safe with them, and I couldn't ask for anyone to take over, said my grandpa. And in walked the council members who would be the ones to crown us. Elena, Liam, you guys are here because you two have accepted the role of taking over the throne. Do you guys swear to do right by everyone, and not treat any of the kingdoms differently, and to care for all and to put them first? Said George. I do, said me and Liam at the same time. Okay, with this blood oath the responsibility of 3 kingdoms will be given to the both of you, said Felix. Me and Liam got on our knees in front of them as they grabbed their blade and the golden bowl with some writing on it that was ancient. Liam, do you promise to be loyal and protect your kingdom no matter what, and put them first, said Luna. I swear to protect my kingdom and always be loyal to all my people, said Liam. And then they grabbed the blade and slit his palm. I watched as the blood ran down his palm and fell into the bowl. Like magic, the bowl lit up as a golden light came from the bowl. Then they placed the crown on his head as we looked at each other smiling. Elena, do you promise to be loyal and protect your kingdom no matter what and always put them first? Said Luna. I swear to protect my kingdom and always be loyal to all my people, I said as they brought the blade down to my palm and sliced it. I watched as my blood too ran down my hand and into the bowl, causing a bigger golden light to come from the bowl. I bent down as they placed the crown on my head, automatically feeling the power surge through my veins. I let out a breath at how powerful that felt. I thought I felt powerful before, but this was a power I had never felt. I looked beside me to see if Liam had felt it too, and by the face he made I could tell he felt it too. By the power of the council I now present to you the king and queen of the vampire, werewolf, and witch kingdom, said Luna. All around us people stood up for us and cheered. Liam helped me up and helped me fix my dress so I wouldn't trip. We joined hands as we turned around and smiled and waved at everyone cheering for us. We did it, I told Liam, smiling at him. Yes, we did, baby, he said as he kissed my hand with my new engagement ring and smiled at me. Chapter 76, Elena's POV. Liam bent down to give me a quick kiss as I smiled up at him. Here we were, as king and queen, and I wouldn't want to be here with anybody else. I could even feel the babies moving around as if being happy. I grabbed Liam's hand as I put his hand on top of my belly so he could feel the babies. I can't wait, he said. Me either, I want to meet them, I told him. We just smiled up at each other. When out of nowhere we heard someone yelling. You will not be queen. You are a creature that should not exist, said some dude. Me and Liam just looked at each other, hoping this wouldn't escalate into something more serious. I promise to be the best person I can be. I am just like you and I'm just like her and him, I said. You will not be my queen, and with that he pulled out a gun and aimed it at me. It all happened in slow motion as he pulled the trigger and the noise rang through our ears. Everyone screamed and ran out the doors. Liam got in front of me just as the bullet would have hit me, his face quickly losing color as he fell to his knees. Liam and I yelled out in pain. You will pay for this, I said as I stretched my hand out and then squeezing it shut as he fell to the ground choking. When I knew the guards had him, I fell to the ground beside Liam. I looked at him through tearful eyes. Looking at his wound, I could see it turning black, which only meant it had wolf's bane and something else that would have killed me. And now it's in Liam. Liam, please, I yelled as the tears poured down my face. Elena, we have to take him to the hospital, said someone from behind me. I can heal him, I yelled as I put my hand over his wound. Elena, a wound like that could kill you, said my mom with tears. Ignoring her, I placed my hands over his wound, as I felt the sensation of something hot going down my arms and into Liam. I opened my eyes as I felt myself healing him. But all that would happen was that more blood was pouring out. And it was black. Why did you do this? I yelled up at the moon goddess. I could feel myself start to panic. I felt people start to pull me off of him. Stop, what are you doing? He won't survive if I don't heal him, I yelled. I could hear Liam's sisters and mom crying. I needed to save him. We just became king and queen. And the babies. Please let me go, I whispered. Elena, you will kill yourself if you try to. Look at how weak you are. And all it did was make more of that black blood pour out, said Theo as he held me. Theo, please, he needs me, I whispered as I felt weaker. I yelled as I felt water trickle down my legs. I looked down but could not see anything due to the big dress I was wearing. But I could smell blood. No, it's too soon. And Liam, I started, but I could see that some had smelt the blood already. Elena, warned my dad as he walked towards me. And oh, I yelled as I pushed everyone off of me and put a barrier around me and Liam. Elena, those babies need to come out now, yelled my grandma. I fell to my knees once again as I tried healing him again. I closed my eyes and imagined his wound closing up and transferring it to me. But nothing was happening. Why isn't he healing? I yelled out. I started to panic. He wasn't healing and his heartbeat was getting weaker. I looked to my right as I felt someone standing beside me. I looked and it was the moon goddess. I knew no one else would be able to see her but me unless she wanted to be seen. Why isn't he healing? I asked her. Elena. She started. No, you fucking promised everything would be okay. Now fix him. Please, I yelled. She started. No. Please, you're the moon goddess, you have to be able to do something, I yelled. Elena, the babies, she said. You said we would be alright, I whispered. Yeah. I said you and the babies would be alright, she whispered sadly, causing my head to swing in her direction. What was all I could say. Chapter 77, Elena's POV. What was all I could say as I looked up at her. No. Why, you said. I started but couldn't finish as I felt a sharper pain, causing me to double over in my already bent position. Elena, please, the babies, said Liam's mom. Will the babies be okay? I asked. Will they be okay? I yelled. Yes, but I don't think you could heal him, Elena. This is some type of dark magic. I don't even think I could heal him, said the moon goddess. Try, please, I whispered. With a sigh, she placed her hands around the wound and she started chanting. I looked as the wound was once again glowing. I looked at her as she concentrated. I let out a breath as I placed my hands on top of hers and started chanting with her. Like how I could feel something going through my veins and out my arms when healing someone, I could feel it right now, but only this time I could feel something going through my veins and down to my stomach where he has his wound. I could feel it working, so I started chanting faster and louder as I could feel it moving to me. I heard gasps behind me as I knew they could most likely see what was going inside me. And then the blood that was now staining my dress. Elena, that's enough, I heard her say, but I ignored her as I continued to heal him. I could feel blood coming down my nose and I could feel how bad I was shaking from the power of whatever was inside him. I could feel myself gasping for air as I continued to heal him. I've healed many people. But this This is something I've never felt before, and I could feel it all in my body. I felt like my life was hanging on a thin line. That is enough, yelled the moon goddess as she dropped my shield I had around me and Liam. I heard people run to us. Wait, I'm not done, I whispered weakly. Stop. I whispered, yelled as they started pulling me away from him. I yelled again as the pain was getting worse. Take him and we will take her, I heard someone yell. I can't have these babies without him. He needs to be there, I whispered. I know, Elena, but you're going to have to do this without him, whispered Theo. No, Theo, please, I whispered. I closed my eyes and next thing I know we were rushing through a door. I looked around noticing I was in a hospital. I clutched my stomach as I was feeling pain from different directions, from the babies coming to the wound I created from healing Liam. Liam and I yelled as I screamed. I could feel like my heart was being ripped from my chest. I thought getting rejected was the biggest pain. But this. My wolf was howling in my head as Stella was crying. What's wrong with him? I yelled as I clutched my chest. Guys, we are losing him, I heard a doctor yell as they took him into a room. Wait, what's happening to him? But they just ignored me. Mate, I heard Athena whimper in my head. Elena, the babies, we need to get them out, said Stella weakly. I just nodded as I felt another sharp pain, causing me to shut my legs shut tightly. Elena, we need to see how far along you are, said the doctor as I just nodded and spread my legs. Oh wow, okay. Get ready, these babies are coming out now, said the doctor looking at the nurses. I watched as they started setting up all their supplies and fixing the incubators. Everything will be okay, Elena, I'm here, said my mom coming beside me and grabbing my hand. So am I, said Liam's mom as she grabbed my other hand with tears falling down her face. I just nodded as I squeezed both their hands. Mom, I'm sacred, I whispered as tears poured down my face, remembering that Liam would not be here with me. Baby, you're so strong. You do have this, just remember that you will be meeting your babies soon, she said with tears. Oh, Liam. I groaned as I felt pressure down by my vagina. I could feel myself being ripped open. I gripped the bed as I felt a wave of contractions. I cried because it hurt, I cried because Liam might never get to meet his babies, and I cried because I was scared to be a parent alone. All I could do was grip the thing on the side of the hospital bed as I felt myself opening more. Elena, you need to push when you get a contraction, okay, said the doctor. All I did was nod as I felt another one coming, causing me to let out a scream in pain. Mom, I can't do this. Not without him, I whispered. Baby, you have to continue, she said. Elena, you have to continue for him, said his mom. As I felt another contractions, I pushed again. As I let out a scream, the door slammed open, causing me to lift up my head tiredly. Liam, I whispered. Baby, he said, limping towards me as the doctor followed behind him confused. Okay, since you're in here, you have to let me connect you again, okay, said the doctor as he started connecting Liam up to the machines. I'm here, baby. Now bring our babies into this world. You're not alone, he said, kissing my forehead and moving my sweaty hairs out of my face. I nodded as I pushed harder as this contraction hit me strong. The head is out. Elena, give me one big push, said the doctor. I pushed as hard as I could as I felt the baby slip out. I smiled weakly as I heard the cries of my baby ringing in the room. It's a boy, said the doctor, showing me him. I looked at Liam with a smile as he looked at our baby. He looked down at me and kissed me. Okay, one more, said the doctor as I pushed. The head is almost out, Elena, she said. I gave her another push as another contraction hit me. I gripped Liam's and my mom's hand as I felt the baby coming. The head is out. One last push and she's out, said the doctor. I looked as Liam as he was already looking down at me. He just nodded as he kissed my hand. I nodded back as I felt another contraction making me push. And once again I heard the cries of my second baby as she cleaned her up a bit, and then once again showed me her. It's a girl, she said with a smile. Good job, baby, you're so strong, he said, kissing me and then looking at our babies. I thanked the moon goddess for making sure my babies were okay. And that Liam was also standing next to me. Liam, what happened? How are you here? I asked. I don't know, was all he could say as he looked out the window with a look of confusion. I know I had helped him in a way, but it wasn't enough. So how is he here? They are all clean, said the doctor as she passed me my baby girl, and passed Liam my baby boy. After a couple of minutes she laid both of them on my chest. Okay, so I'm going to leave both of them here for skin-to-skin contact. They should be just fine with you. We can try feeding them in a bit, she said as she smiled and walked out. Just on cue, all of our friends and family rushed in trying to see the baby. I was all I could hear as I looked down at my babies. What are their names? Asked Sophie. Eros and Elias Summerholder, said Liam with a huge smile. Ah, that is so cute, said Liam's mom with tears in her eyes. You guys will be amazing, said my mom as she kissed my forehead. Thank you, Mom, I said. Okay, let's all give them some time, said my grandma. Once everyone had left, Liam got in the bed with me as he held me and the babies. He kissed my forehead and looked at me. Thank you for making me a father, he said as he looked down at the babies. Thank you for making me a mom, I said with a wink. Elena, was it not you who healed me? He asked. I tried to, Liam. But I could only heal you a little. These babies were coming and then the moon goddess pulled me off and just. I wasn't strong enough, I said. Whatever you did, Elena, it helped me. And I am here thanks to you. I will see our babies grown thanks to you, he said. If you enjoyed today's content and want to know more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to not miss any exciting updates.